Hello and welcome to the Midlife Purpose Show, where women 40 and over unlock their true calling to create the purposeful life they desire. Hi, I'm Yannick Said, your host, transformational life and mindset coach. Today, I would like to invite you to delve into what your current situation is. Has any of you feel like there's more for you to do, not sure what it is? You're going through a transformation, a transition in your life, change of career, or you want to change career, change in relationship. You are now uh, an empty nester, and your life has changed. What you were used to is no longer that. So you find yourself at a crossroad. In order to know where you want to go, you need to know where you are. So today, this is what we will discuss. I'll give you how to assess your current situation in 5 easy steps. In order to move forward, we need to know where we are. And this way, we can determine and define where we want to go. As women, we have multiple roles. And often, because we are so busy juggling all those balls in the air, we forget who we are in the process. So when we reach midlife, it is often a time where we reassess our life, our satisfaction, and also a sense of purpose. Let's say you finish raising your kids. A lot of us, as women who are mothers or a mother figure, we define ourselves by the multiple roles that are attached to that function. So, first thing is reflect on your roles and responsibilities. Because once you see that, it gives you a better sense of all that you have in your bag. For example, all the treasures that you have and not necessarily aware of. So that's the first thing I would say to do. So you have a good perspective of who you are and what you have to offer. And when you do this, look at how all those different roles are incorporated in your day-to-day life and how it affects your day-to-day life, all the different aspects of your life. And one thing that is helpful is to maybe journal, write down every day what you do, how it affects you, how you feel, and also how it interacts with other aspects of your life. Tip number 2, evaluate your satisfaction in the key area of your life. What do I mean by the key area of your life? You must have heard of the wellness wheel. Talks about the 6 key area of your life. So I'm gonna share my screen here so you can see what I'm talking about. So as you can see, you see the wheel and the different parts, call them piece of pie. So on the professional, financial aspect of your life, physical aspect of your life, emotional, spiritual, and relational, the different types of relationships that you have in your life. And you see the center, there are 5 levels, is a score of 0. And as you move out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 being the optimum, that gives you an indication of where you are situated in each aspect of your life. So I'll give you just a couple of minutes. And if you have a piece of paper, draw a circle and divide it in six piece of pies and have lines and dots, I should say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 0. The center is 0. And give yourself a score for each aspect of your life. And once you have given yourself a score, I'd like you to connect the dots on the dial. Connect the dots. And you see, what does your wheel look like? Here you have a perfect wheel. But let's say on professional, your satisfaction level is 3 or 2. Financial one is maybe a 4. Your physical is a 2. Emotional is a 1. For example, spiritual, 2. Relational, 3. You can see that it is not a circle anymore. So when you look at the score, it gives you an idea of which aspect of your life you need to put some attention to. Because when we have a balanced life, the scores will be pretty similar. It doesn't have to be exactly a 5, but if a 4 or 5, but the more the scores are the same, the smoother it is. For example, imagine this is a round circle wheel, but if you have bumps and crannies and, it goes up, it's jagged, well, it doesn't give you a very smooth ride. That's the analogy I'd like to use. All right, so when you have this assessment made, that gives you an idea where you are in each aspect, and to start working on the ones that are a lower rate. Yeah, we'll start with that one because it all affects each aspect of your life. For example, if professionally you're not satisfied, all right, you might make really good income, but this is your satisfaction in your job or your professional life. Well, that could affect also some relationship, either at work or at home. If you're not happy here, you might take it home, or you might not be having this great relationship with coworkers. How does that affect you emotionally? For example, if professionally you're not happy. You see what I mean? And also we know that emotional and discomfort, if we're not well emotionally, it affects us physiologically as well. Because if we are stressed or unhappy, it might demonstrate itself in the physiologically. For example, headaches, upset stomach, insomnia. So everything is related. So I'll stop sharing my screen now. All right. The next step number 3, identify your core values and your priorities. Okay, when we talk about core values, those are the values that are dear to us. It is basically a bottom line or non-negotiables, what we stand for. It goes from our core. One thing is we know is that when we compromise our core values, it means it goes against our brain. Therefore, honoring our core values are the utmost importance for our well-being. and also a sense of self, because if we don't have any core values, or if we don't honor them and uphold them, then we get lost. So that's something that is very important to know. What is your bottom line? What is your non-negotiable? So it's also related to boundaries as well. So core values is what you stand for as a person. It defines who you are as a person. Also, what you stand for, what is dear to you, to your core. And once you know that, that helps you set also your priorities. What are your priorities in life? Only you know what your priorities are. Nobody else can define this for you. And that's one thing, to also honor that you are best placed to know what suits you, because there's only one of you. We are all individuals with our differences, and it's okay. And you have to be okay with who you are and what your differences are. What other people think or believe you are, I like to say, is none of your concern. They are entitled to their own opinion. But what's important is to know who you are and what you stand for. Next step, number 4, analyze your strengths, your weaknesses, and the opportunities and your threats. We call it a SWOT, SWOT. Used a lot in business, when we create a business or a company or any organization, in order to have an idea of where they are, where they stand, and how to better work or serve or grow as an entity, as an organization, as a business. But you, it's about you. So what are your strengths? How can you know what you want to do next, what you have to offer, unless you know what your strengths are? We all have strengths. Two, what are our weaknesses? We all have weaknesses, and it's okay. Weaknesses are aspects of our life, of ourselves, that we can grow. It's not a fault, it's not a flaw. And knowing what they are is important, because that's an opportunity for you to grow, be a challenge also. For example, I'll give you an example. I don't like numbers. This is not my thing, never was. And I knew I had to overcome that. And I'm more comfortable with this now, because what I did years and years ago, when I was a young mother, I was in the Parent Teacher Association, and I was asked if I wanted to be a treasurer. And I thought, oh goodness, no, 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 I don't like numbers. But you know what? That was the best thing for me, because I overcame this apprehension having to deal with numbers. It's not my preference, but I no longer have this, not in my throat when it's time to talk about dealing with numbers. But I will never say, oh, that's my favorite thing to do. But if it is presented to me, at least I'll be able to go with it, to understand what the figures are, and not be intimidated. So that was my goal. That was my weakness. It's not my stronger point. However, I have grown. So that's one thing. What are your weaknesses? What can you work on? And also, what opportunities are there for you? We are in a little realm, a comfort zone. One thing, what are the opportunities out there? So it's a little difficult to know how we can align with our opportunities when we don't know what we have to offer. So your strengths, your weakness, opportunities. The opportunities could be, how can I funnel and channel my strength to go to the next level or to really use it to its full potential. And also, it could be an opportunity to hone some skills or where weaknesses that you'd like to strengthen, seek opportunities. And threats. When we talk about threats, it's more not that necessarily it's a physical life or death threats, but something that could have a negative impact on you. Identify that. Because once you know, you will know how to negotiate and mitigate those threats. And you'll not be taken by surprise. Right? And number 5, set some small achievable goals. You might have a big goal. Oh, the moon. It's okay. That's the ultimate goal. That's all right. But in the meantime, set smaller goals for yourself. For example, I'll use you don't know what you want in life, or you feel like there's more out there for you, and you're not too sure how or what it could be. So instead of feeling discouraged, focus on what you have and go, okay, this is what I have. How can I make it better? Or how can I how can I stack it? What can I bring? All right? It all depends on where you are in your situation in your life. But I'm just giving you an example. It's little bit at a time versus, oh, I want to be here, but you're not taking a step at a time. It's like if there's a big ladder, a tall ladder, well, you don't want the steps to be, have a big distance between them. It's a lot easier to go up a ladder or climb anything if you start here, for example, and you go this way and the next step and the next step versus starting here and go there. Well, it's a lot harder and it's a lot easier to fall and get discouraged. See what I mean? So I will recap. So today we talked about first to know what your current roles and responsibilities are so you have a better understanding of who you are and what you have to offer the world. Because sometimes the obvious is not obvious to us, so take some time to do that. Make a list and be surprised. And it's in every aspect of your life, not just work, could be a hobby or what you do in your day-to-day activities at home, anything. Evaluate the satisfaction in the 6 areas of your life that we talked about in the wellness wheel. So that will be a good snapshot of where you stand and where you need to make some improvement. Third, identify your core values and your priorities, who you are, what you stand for, and what are your priorities, not what others think your priority should be. You determine that. 4, analyze your strengths, your weakness, opportunities that can present themselves or that you'd like to seek, and the threats that you might encounter. And threats is what could be a negative impact. So you're better prepared when they come. You will not be taken by surprise because you will know how to mitigate that. And finally, set small, achievable goal. As I talked, it's easier to climb when you take smaller step versus big step. So I hope you find these tips useful and looking forward to see you in the next episode of the Midlife Purpose Show. So don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and like and share. Till then, next time, have a great week.